Alright, it's the top 10 most epic new rage moments in anime. Let's check it out.
Anime is known to be the medium that touches our hearts. There are many strong moments in a show, but in a battle series, few are as important as the rage moment. These are scenes that sometimes define character, and other times simply mark a shift in the overall tone of the series. It also leads to a lot of moments of ass-kicking which get forever immortalized in the hearts of the fandom. Today we're celebrating some of those notable rage moments by counting down 10 of my favorite ones from newer anime, taken from shows that have aired between the years 2020 to 2022. Here are rage moments that are simply memorable and or bone-chilling for me. First off, we have Reg versus Bondrude.
Never seen this.
Made in Abyss continues its roll into the new decade. Considered one of the best anime to come out of the modern era, it seems that the show never took its foot off the gas, delivering us banger after banger of anime material. I've talked about how one of the
Why have I never heard of this anime?
villains, Bondrude, had such an imposing first impression. He didn't have to be a physical abomination to incite horror and fear in his appearance. However, Dark Reg sure gives him a run for his money, and it's a complete departure from the sweet, naive robot boy that we've come to love. They completely flipped the switch here, and anime Dark Reg looked every bit as menacing as the manga counterpart. Coming up is Luffy's Elephant Gun against Kaido.
Oh, this is sick. Beats his ass right there.
The Kaido fight truly is a clash for the ages. We've got so many memorable moments that will leave a lasting impact out of one fight alone. Now, here's one moment that you might have thought I overlooked, which is the Elephant Gun scene. We've already seen Luffy at his most angry, but in terms of rage moments that happen during a tough battle, there's little in the way of coming close to this as far as Luffy's concerned. It really helps that the anime team really emphasized the power and the emotions he had boiling within him as he
Luffy is happy as fuck to beat this dude's ass, man. I love it.
descends to strike down Kaido with Elephant Gun. The speed lines, the close-ups on his face, and the sheer power welling up in that moment. Such is truly the magic of anime and its ability to make the fans feel so emotional.
This guy's good at talking.
And if that prepared you enough for some hot-blooded action, how about checking out our sponsor for this video, Dungeon Fighter Online. Dungeon Fighter Online is a multiplayer RPG that combines some of your favorite elements from those good old hack-and-slash roguelike games, choosing than anything veterans have ever faced before. The game's if you're looking to hop in and join the fun. Click the link below to download Dungeon Fighter Online and join an ever-growing community that's bound to get even bigger and stronger. Mob vs. Toichiro is up next on the list.
I've never seen this anime either.
A pissed off mob is a rather rare sight, but not one that we haven't seen before. Once again, that form of our protagonist rears its head in the climactic battle of Mob Psycho's second season. This fight is a great way to end the world domination arc, a collision that sees both combatants reach their respective 100% modes. The build-up's great, and I can talk about the fight in itself and its implications to the story soon, but we're here for the rage moment, and boy did we get one. Seeing Mob in full unbridled fury like this is a treat for anime fans who just can't wait for our hero to go all out against dastardly villains. All it took was Toichiro roughing up Mob's friends in a way that we haven't seen them before, and we're all treated to a bloodthirsty expression that we haven't seen out of Mob before. That smile, that crazed look. Drink it in, Mob Psycho fans. This is a mob who's out to hurt people. This is a mob ready to flex his powers on this villain who dares threaten him and his companions. The eye candy of a fight that follows makes this shift in character worth it. On the contrary, Astar's no stranger to being angry at his enemies, but this moment against Dante is something else.
I love Black Clover. Bring it back.
Late Black Clover is truly amazing. We got fights and conflicts on a scale like we've never seen before, and we got peak Asta showing off his destructive powers in scenes that gets fans off their feet like this. Dante taking on the Black Bulls gave us a glimpse of Asta at his most destructive, and it's a treat to see. The initial attacks made by Asta were already filled with power and emotion behind them. The huge attacks, hits that laid waste to the environment around them, were already a thing of beauty, but things go full throttle when Dante makes his counter-attack. Seeing his comrades get attacked was enough to put Asta in a rage mode unlike anything we've seen before, and hearing him scream his heart out here gave me some chills. People back then often memed about Asta shouting in early Black Clover, but when utilized the right way, Asta's rage-filled shouts gave us this moment to remember. Next up, we look at Tanjiro versus Darky. Tanjiro vs Darky started out a bit slow, not in terms of intensity, but in the way that the two fighters spent some time sizing each other up. Each move was deliberate, yet filled with power. However, that wouldn't last long as Tanjiro starts feeling the weight of the destruction around him. He's not the most wrathful character around, but you really know Darky pushed a button too many when we finally get
Bro, he came out this shit one shot. What the fuck's he?
Get to see this Tanjiro face. The next phase of the fight then proceeds with Tanjiro fighting in a much more brutal manner than before. It's enough to get him to match Darky and manhandle the demon en route to what looked like a massacre. Darky's attacks all look feeble in front of this Tanjiro. Alas, it wouldn't last, and we proceed to the next part of the fight, which involves Nezuko. Still, this is Tanjiro using his rage to temporarily break his limits, unlocking the road to a new burst of power that we haven't seen him utilize before. Surely one of the highlights of this long battle that defines the Entertainment District arc. But we're not stepping on the brakes now, not just yet, as we proceed with Yuji versus Mahito. Mahito is one of the strongest villains introduced in Season 1. It's just that Gojo makes all these curses look so weak, but Mahito provides a much needed hit back to reality by upping the threat level of the enemies in JiuJitsu Kaizen. Even Nanami found himself struggling against Mahito when it's all said and done, but we're here to talk about one of the key scenes before that pivotal moment, Yuji's fight against Mahito. The part where it's Yuji taking on Mahito gives us a new perspective on Yuji. It's the most rage-filled he's ever been in the series so far, and you can feel the tension at its highest throughout this moment. Despite Mahito taking everything in stride, you gotta admit, he got one hell of a trashing too. In the end, it's nice to see this fight drill it in that Sukunai is a villain through and through. He's not just any convenient anime power-up that our hero has access to. It does feel like an offshoot of Hollow Ichigo in a way at first, but when it comes to execution, I think that makes JiuJitsu Kaizen cool with an identity of its own. It gives me some Gon and Gintoki flashbacks, if you get what I mean. Just look at Yuji in black and white and tell me he doesn't look like them in that moment. Or maybe Mob, since we talked about Mob Psycho just a little while ago too. We have Endeavor versus HighEnd as the next moment.
I'm a big fan of this one.
With someone as driven and fiery as Endeavor, it would be a complete shock if he didn't have one of those rage moments at all. And he did in what people consider his signature fight. The one people often remember him for. Yes, the one against HighEnd Nomu. For a lot of people, this is a fight that showcased Endeavor at his peak powers. How powerful would he be going all out? But for me, it's also the fight that unleashes the pent-up anger that he always kept under wraps, as shocking as it sounds. Like, Endeavor's not the nicest guy or dad around, but he never had an outburst like this in the series, no? And it's that unshakable drive, that unstoppable desire that he derives his power from. The fight also serves as Endeavor burning away his past and moving forward, as he himself said. It also ends up giving us a finisher that sent chills through MHA fans' spines. Endeavor never looked as cool as he was before this fight, and this only likely solidified his standing in fans' favourite characters lists. And we have Chainsaw Man taking up the next spot on the list.
Bye.
Chainsaw Man has surpassed expectations. It's a bit too early to tell, but as of now, I'm so glad that as far as the hype was concerned, Chainsaw Man didn't disappoint one bit. It's every bit as dark, brutal, and over the top as people expected it to be.
No, it's literally all about relationships and love and all that. Like once you get past this episode,
And it didn't take too long to start showing off what it's all about with Denji's moment in episode 1. It's not often you see anime depict fights in such a violent and unhinged manner, but Chainsaw Man did it. The violence really helped the scene make a statement when it comes to representing Denji's mental state in this moment. Here you have a killing machine laying waste to everything in sight, and the fans are loving every moment of it. Overall, this is a great...
The kid just wants some pussy, man. Like, that's all the show's about, is just him grinding for some pussy.
Scene that sets the tone of what Chainsaw Man can be moving forward. It's every bit of what fans wanted and expected, and I don't think the anime team will start pulling punches moving forward. It's the opposite, in fact. Prepare for more rage, blood, and brutality.
Looks good right there, though.
In one of the many chilling moments in Bleach, Yamamoto unleashes his rage on Driscoll. Yamamoto has always been the definition of tranquil fury. He's not loud or bombastic, completely different from the likes of Genbachi. However, deep within lies a merciless and unstoppable monster. He's always shown to be firm and resolute, but we rarely see him actually unleash his rage in a way like this, not even in the fight against Aizen. Seeing this Quincy use his most trusted subordinate's Bankai, however, was enough to unlock that side of him that one thought they'll see again. Even in the face of the Bankai, he merely held everything before unleashing everything in a pent-up inferno, destroying the Faker and giving a proper farewell to his most loyal companion. The whole voice acting and solemn tone before shifting to pure hype really elevated this moment from the manga counterparts so much. Such is the beauty of finally getting anime adaptations of cool scenes that you've read from manga. But if you're up for something less over the top in terms of violence, something grittier, more rooted in reality, here's Mikey. Forget the oversized weapons, the crazy blood splattering, or the superpowers. If you want some good old hand-to-hand combat and intense, gritty shows of camaraderie, Tokyo Revengers might just be your jam. The Thorman gang find themselves in a pickle against the dominating Valhalla. It's an all-out gang war that had Mikey on the ropes, as shocking as it may be. As we'll find out, however, there's no force more powerful than your leader's pure, unrestrained rage. Despite taking some big hits that would have knocked someone out, all it took was a little shaking off of cobwebs and triggers to get Mikey into this mode, resulting in a kick that new-gen anime fans will never forget. Not trying to discredit the Valhalla, not everyone can push Mikey to the brink of the mindset, but let's just say that he's not called Invincible Mikey for nothing. Everyone learned a lesson that day, one that gave enough credence to that nickname. If you're still here, then thank you for watching. And if you haven't done so, please like and subscribe. I upload videos multiple times a week, and I hope that I can see you again the next time I upload. And don't forget to check out Dungeon.